Hello, listener. What do you do with a 13-year-old who's setting her bedroom on fire while you're at work? Why don't I ask Christy Roberts? More details next. Christy is a qualified mindset and results coach and a self-directed healing practitioner. As founder of Creating Change, she is passionate about unlocking our potential, transforming mindsets, and supporting people to live their ultimate lives in spite of the many challenges that life can throw our way. Christy has over 20 plus years human resources, learning and organisational development experience across many different sectors. Her vision for Creating Change is to deliver coaching as well as workplace training programs worldwide that positively impact thousands of people, inspiring and motivating them to live better lives. The following is my interview with Christy, and she answers the questions that I put to her. Isn't that nice of her? Christy Roberts, thank you very much for joining me this afternoon.
You're most welcome.
Why don't we get straight into this?
Why don't we? And thanks for having me, Graham. I love the conversation. I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you very much. You can come again. Okay, our correspondent says, I run a small firm. I am very busy. I spend my life putting out fires. While I'm at the office putting out metaphoric fires, my teenage daughter is lighting real fires in the bedroom at home. There's not enough time in the day. I can't be in two places at once. I can't be alone in this. Every family, every business has its problems. What is the right balance? How do I recognise the right balance? So our correspondent sounds like he's at his wit's end. What are your first thoughts on the issue?
My first thoughts are there's actually quite a few things to unpack in that question, because you've got the issue of the busyness at work and the fires at work and putting out fires. So that's a time management question. Then you've got the teenage daughter at home and there's problems there. So, we're talking about work-life balance. We're talking about having, relationships with the people that are most important to us and being able to segregate our time into those different areas of life that we need to. That work-life balance is incredibly important. Then, no one can be in two places at once, and we can't really multitask either. So it's really, my thoughts are about getting real clarity on what is the most important. Because the thing is, we can have a lot of urgent tasks, which is the firefighting, which is other people's urgent business, which is responding to everyone else's stuff and responding to their demands, and it needs to be done, and it's usually time-driven, versus what's actually, as a business owner, what's really important to you. Like, why are you doing what you do? And then how do you find the time for those tasks?
Well, two things occur to me here. First thing is that when you ask your average business owner, why do you do what you do? They might say, it's for my family. I want to provide for my family.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that it occurs to me is that he claims he's putting out fires on two fronts. And then we talk about communication. If he's not communicating with his daughter properly, maybe he's not communicating with his team at the office properly as well.
Exactly.
I mean, both situations might have the same root cause.
And when you get into that busy cycle, that hamster wheel, that where you're always chasing, you don't have the time to do things properly, and you don't have time to, focus clearly on your direction. And that's the key thing. I mean, pretty much everyone, why do we run a business? Lifestyle, freedom,
Yep.
money, we have all these visions of what it is we want. But are the things that you're doing every day actually helping you achieve them? Are you working towards those key strategic goals? And when it comes to that firefighting, that busyness, that relentlessness, that's normally where most people go wrong, because what they're doing is they're focusing on the urgent tasks. They're not focusing on those key strategic tasks that are actually going to get them the business, to free them up to have the quality of life that they want to have.
Um, do you think that the teenager understands how difficult his situation is?
No.
No.
In a nutshell, no. And nor
Do
is
you
it
think
there.
the teenager
Nor is it
cares?
there. Sorry?
Do you think the teenager cares? Probably not.
I don't know the teenagers actually have the maturity to appreciate the pressures of running a business, of running a household. It's a very self-absorbed time in life where, in many ways,
Mm,
well, your problem is the biggest problem. And you know what? This isn't just a teenager thing. Everyone's problems, that your own problems are the most important problems.
mm,
And I think as a society, we lack that ability to step into other people's shoes or understand other people. And I think so many of us actually aren't really very good at articulating and communicating what's going on, because we hide behind the "we're doing okay" mask, you know. Um, I think if the real issue here is having a better relationship with your teenage daughter,
but
then,
that's communication.
well, and it's quality time. It's understanding what is the best way, because everyone's different. So people respond to different. Like, have you ever heard of the 5 love languages, for example? Um, some people like attention, some people like quality time, some people like gifts, some people like doing things for them. Everybody's different in what they need. So it's getting clear on what actually drives her, and understanding that, and actually taking the time to bond that relationship. Because when you can take yourself away from that business in the office, when you can get your workload sorted out, and I run workshops on how to manage your time. So there's such simple and practical strategies on how to do that work, like proven, tested, been used, some of them for centuries. These tools work. So anyone that's really busy and struggling with fitting everything into the day, really encourage them to have a look at that. But working out and actually carving out, okay, my relationship with my daughter is really important. And so what do I need to do to give it the significance that it needs, so that it does flourish in the way that it needs to flourish?
Mm. Um, so running a business is not really the same as running a family. You can't do the two things the same way, or is it?
I think that we have strategies in life that set us up for success. Managing our time is one of those strategies. Successful communication is another one. So, and this is the life skills that I teach, they're transferable.
Mm,
So, what I teach in corporate workshops, all those people can go home and use the same skills at home. A lot of the skills are transferable. It's about getting clear, it's about taking responsibility for your actions,
mm,
like recognizing what you're contributing, because even by not contributing, so by him being or her being at work and not contributing into the teenage daughter, she may not feel valued, she may not feel loved. So being absent, not contributing, is just as important as contributing. What are you contributing to that relationship? So yeah, I think the skills are transferable across both. Um,
yeah, I get the feeling that of the two, I would rather go into work and try and manage that properly than come home and duck dishes and whatever else is being thrown around. So if you can get stuff moving smoothly at work, that may give you more time to duck dishes and put out the fires in the bedroom and practice your first aid and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and it's like anything. You can't fix all your problems all at once, so you chunk it down. So what's causing you the most pain right now? And then focus on improving that. And then once that's sorted out and humming along nicely, then it's okay, what's the next thing? It's a good principle to use. Just chunk it down, keep it small, keep it bite-sized, because when things get too big and they get too overwhelming, that's when it gets too hard and we just don't know, and we get into overwhelm and burnout. And
So
that's not healthy either.
divide and conquer, you reckon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
chunk it down, yeah.
So is
And focus, like get clear around what your priorities are.
that a comprehensive to-do list, or is it deciding what's urgent, what's important, etc.?
Yeah, like a to-do list is a great place to start, because then you can look at the to-do list and decide, okay, well, what's going to help me achieve my goals? You need goals.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to have your goals. But then once you've got your to-do list, that's when you can, urgent importance. I love urgent important matrix. It's such a simple model where you can literally break down your to-do list into, what you need to do, what you need to plan to do, what you need to delegate, and what you need to avoid. And those tasks that you need to do, that's the key strategic task that you need to be focusing on. And then I
Now,
get questions from clients as well. It's like, but everything's urgent. It's like, well,
yeah.
okay, well, then you need to look at what you're doing and you need to break it down. Is it actually urgent or is it important? Because what usually happens is we usually focus on urgent, but we should be focusing on important. And they're very, very different, because important are high value tasks usually. And the urgent stuff are the more, low value tasks, those emails and and all that busyness. That's stuff that we should keep for the time of day when we're not focusing as well. But if we focus on important tasks in the morning or in the time of day when you are most productive and most efficient, that's a really good strategy. Even just juggling those tasks throughout your day for your energy levels, that can make a difference.
Yeah. So now I know you've got some are they webinars or seminars coming up?
Yeah, I've got a 3-hour How to Master Your Time workshop that I run from time to time, and I also run a crucial conversation. So, how to have crucial conversations when the stakes are high, emotions are strong, and there's
The
opposing
bedroom's on
opinions.
fire.
Yeah, that's a masterclass that I run from time to time as well.
Yeah. So, in the short time that we have left, we've got about 2 minutes left. Of course, to get the full lowdown on your advice, I will include some links to your seminars.
Thanks, Graham. You rock.
That's right. Not hard. I can type, only
Love
just.
it.
And but when the business owner sits down in front of you and his hair's on fire, what do you say to him? Is it get your time organised first? What's the big thing? Calm down, breathe.
Yeah, well, we haven't mentioned this, but I'm actually a self-directed healing practitioner, so I would work on that emotion.
Yeah.
That's where I would start, because when someone's sort of got a lot of emotion going on, we need to shift that. We need to clear it so that they're more clear on what they're working on. So I'd start on working on all that emotion to get them into a calmer, more practical state.
Yeah.
And then I'd start working on vision. So what is it that's actually important to you? What is it you want? Where do you want to go? Where are you now? What are the steps that need to happen to get you there? And then what's in the way? Like, what's the stuff that's in the way and keeping you back from achieving those goals?
Yeah, I suppose you have to handle it in that sort of order. Stop the person screaming first, and it's like triage, isn't it?
Yes.
Get this person under control.
Yeah, there's many different layers to the coaching for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, Christy.
You're most welcome. Thank you for having me. I love what you're doing.
Well, God. It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Get in front of a camera and talk for 12 minutes. How hard can it be? True. And thank you very much for making yourself available. Your details will be on our website. which is undergoing a rejig because of that word, shit.
Yes.
So, yeah, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
And that was Christy Roberts. Yeah, thanks very much, Christy. I'll put a link to your mastering time, your time workshop, and your Turmoil to Trust, Crucial Conversations masterclasses. I've got a couple of links there. I'll put them somewhere where the viewer can find them. And yeah, thanks very much, Christy. And it's time to roll the credits. Oh, thank goodness.